guys, and welcome back to the podcast, Rhetoric in Everyday Life. Today, I have a very special topic that I'm going to be talking about. We are going to be discussing the YouTube channel Mr. Beast, one of the biggest YouTube channels on the platform right now. Not only because of what he does, but what he does for his entire community and for the world, actually. He's done a lot of great things. So today we are going to be discussing Mr. Beast and mainly what makes this channel so amazing, so big, how he got to where he is, and what rhetoric and things like that he uses in his channel to make it grow even bigger. So we're going to start off with titles. Titles are imperative to any great YouTube video, and Mr. Beast uses titles to his advantage. Some of his titles include Last to Leave $800,000 Island Keeps It. Now, what a fantastic title, because I know if I saw that immediately, I'd be like, first of all, $800,000 island? How did you obtain an $800,000 island? Second of all, who wins? I want to win. I want to be there. How do I win? How do I go onto an $800,000 island and win? So I want to know who won the island, and how do you decide who gets to keep the island? What kind of challenges are in this video? All these different questions are brought up just by a title, and the best thing about it is he doesn't answer the questions in the title. He makes you click on the video in order to get the answers. So you have to watch his content in order to understand what the heck's going on in the video. Now, there are other things he does that aren't necessarily winning $800,000 islands. Sadly, I wish that was every video. It's not. But he does challenge videos with his friends, like Last to Leave Pool of Slime wins $10,000. Pool of Slime? Where did he get Pool of Slime from? That's already grabbing my attention. Like, first of all, who would sit in a pool of slime? How long would someone sit in a pool of slime for $10,000? Because, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably sit in a pool of slime for a pretty long time in order to win $10,000. And who wins? I want to know. Again, he doesn't put the answer in the title. He just leaves you with this question of what the heck's going on. Where did you even get this idea from? One of the things that makes his content so amazing is its wackiness, its randomness. It's like, where did you get these ideas from? What's happening? Pool of Slime? There's another video he does, which is another challenge video. It's Last to Leave Pool of Money wins $20,000. A pool of money? How long would you guys sit in a pool of money for $10,000? This is Fifi, our rhetoric dog. She's going to be helping us with the podcast today. She's actually the one that comes up with all the ideas, and she likes my hat, so we're going to go ahead and give it to her. There you go, Fifi. Have fun with that. Anyways, let me know below in the comments how long you would sit in a pool of money for $20,000. How long would you sit in a pool of money for $20,000? She says about 24 hours. I would go longer. Would you go longer? No, she doesn't want to go longer than that. No. Anyways, moving on. Next thing we're going to talk about is the use of his comments. Mr. Beast listens to his comments on his channel. Probably as someone who goes through and reads through the comments so that he knows what people are saying. What's the talk about the channel? What's going on? What's happening? Another thing that he uses to his advantage is the scripts and the timing in his videos. He makes sure that there's no empty space. There is no time in the video where people aren't being engaged in directly. There's no white space, as one would say. You know, when you're making a blog and you're doing online actual writing instead of like a video, you want white space. You want readers to feel like there's a pause there so it doesn't look like too much to take in at the time. But with videos on YouTube, it's a little different. You want the audience to be engaged almost constantly so they don't get bored and click off the video and make you lose revenue. So what Mr. Beast does is he constantly keeps the video moving. He keeps it flowing. He keeps content coming at you. He doesn't leave any white space for you to recuperate. It's constantly having something. And That means that his videos can't be too long because no one wants to just be things thrown in their face, one at a time, for like, 20 to 30 minutes. That's way too much stimulus for someone to handle. So his videos are between 10 to 15, sometimes 20 minutes, but not usually. He keeps it an appropriate amount of time for content to be coming at your face so you can have all this interesting stuff and not overwhelm yourself completely in a long period of time. The other thing that's great about the timing that he uses is that it's not too long, so he can keep uploading. He can, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. He has a regular upload schedule. An upload schedule is a massively important thing. Keeping your viewers updated regularly is extremely important because they don't want to go a month without having any content. They're going to get bored. They're going to forget that you even post things. But if you keep them coming once to twice a week, people will look forward to it. Your entire channel will grow. Next thing we're going to talk about is ethos and pathos in his videos. Ethos is making sure that what he's doing is truthful. He's letting the audience know that he's not just making this stuff up. A lot of this comes with the amount of money that he gives away to other people. He gives away, in one video, $1 million. Now, that's a lot of money, like a lot of money. Like, I want to know how he obtained this money so that I can have that much money, because that's a lot of money. Anyways, I digress. So like, people are gonna like automatically start to not necessarily believe that he actually gave away $1 million. That's a massive amount of money. So to show his audience that he's being truthful, after he declares the winner for that challenge, the next video is going around with that person and actively buying all the things that he wants to buy with that $1 million. He buys a house, cars, phones, iPads, all this different crazy stuff with this money. So he adds this level of ethos to the video so people know that he's being truthful. He does this with lots of different videos. He does anything you can carry in a store I'll pay for. He shows himself giving the credit card to the cashier and everyone shows it being saying accepted, all this different stuff. So he has this level of truth to his videos so his audience knows he's being sincere. He also does crazy amount of donations to charities. He once bought everything in a grocery store and donated it all to a food bank. Who does that? Who has the money to do that? Apparently Mr. Beast. So there is this definite level of ethos to his videos, which is imperative, because if you just have a video where it's like, oh, I gave someone $100,000, and then there's nothing to back that up, you're secure to like give truth to your audience, they're not gonna want to watch you because they're gonna think you're being fake. Next is pathos. Pathos is also really important because it gives the audience emotion, feeling. It doesn't show you're just a blank slate. You want to relate to your audience. So Mr. Beast has a lot of emotional moments in his videos. Like when he donates the money, he shows people getting really emotional about it, feelings and all this different stuff. When people win challenges, there's all this emotion, there's this actual realization that they've just won a large amount of money, and all of these emotions the audience relates to. I know I do, because that's how I would react if I won that amount of money. Anyways, so that is extremely important for Mr. Beast to have in his videos, because both of those things make the audience want more. They make them want to come back. They make them want to engage more with the content, with the videos. And one of the last things that I'm going to talk about that Mr. Beast does is he engages with his community. Lately, he has been taking random subscribers from his channel, flying them down to his hometown and making them, or allowing them rather, to compete in videos for money. He gives away $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, hundreds of thousands of dollars to his random subscribers that he just randomly picks off the channel and allows them to fly down and come and be a part of his videos. He actively engages with his audience, makes them feel a part of his channel, literally makes them a part of his channel. He also does things like signing t-shirts. You buy a t-shirt, he will sign it. He signed thousands upon, I think, hundreds of thousands of shirts. Like, that's a lot of shirts. I bet his hand really hurt after all of that. Ow. So he actively engages with his audience, which makes his audience want to engage more with him. All in all, MrBeast does a fantastic job of growing his channel. He does lots of different things that make the audience want to keep watching, want more content. What's he gonna do next? Who the heck knows? It's MrBeast. He's crazy. Thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. And next week we'll be talking about Lazarbeam, one of the top Australian streamers and YouTubers. He just started streaming on YouTube, and he's done YouTube videos for a very long time. He does a little bit different than MrBeast. He's a little bit more of a gaming channel, but we will get into that next week. Say goodbye, Ophelia.